Hi everyone, it's Meredith with Soul Navigation, and I wanted to say happy birthday, Sagittarius. If you know anybody born between November 22nd and December 21st, you'll probably want to listen to this video because we're going to talk about everything Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the go big or go home sign. So I hope you enjoy this. It'll be a little bit long, but sit back and get your tea or your coffee or your glass of wine and enjoy. So I had to get my big hair on for the big Sagittarius video. You know, Sagittarius are bold. They are the most masculine or yang sign of the zodiac. And they're known for their ferocious independence, their busy schedules, they're moving here, there, and everywhere. And Sagittarius are in perpetual motion. And if you can get on their busy calendar and you can get them to sit still, pay attention, and listen, you deserve a trophy for being extra special in their life. You know, many people think that Sagittariuses are flighty, but the real truth is that they're overextended. Sagittariuses, you know, they don't know their own limits. They are usually running or racing, I should say, through experiences on fumes, and they have a hard time being a disappointment to people. So they say yes to everything and they overextend themselves, and they can't get all of that done. They can't make all their commitments. So inadvertently, they come across as flaky. And this is the big misunderstanding about them, because down inside they're deeply loyal to those things that they care about. So give them a little break around that. Help them with their time management, because that's where they suffer the most. You know, what you should get your Sagittarius love, and this is if they have their rising sign in Sag, their moon sign in Sag, or they are a Sag. Get them time. All of these Sagittariuses are inflicted with time management issues. They need time. So they will rarely, if ever, accept help because they are that masculine yang sign. So they just do everything. But if you just show them, if you can just show up for them and help them paint their walls, help them hang their Christmas lights, go get a Christmas tree with them, help them cook their overly ambitious Hanukkah meal, help give them a coupon to clean their house, their room, their laundry. Oh my God, they will love you. If they don't already have help with that, you will be their hero. And if your particular Sagittarius has kind of a boring schedule, which would be hard for me to believe, but there are some introverted Sages that don't have their life overbooked. Take them somewhere. Give them an adventure they've never had before. They will love that. Now, Sages that are busy, it's hard for them to unplug from all of their 1 million obligations. So they're never quite as spontaneous as they want to be, or as they would describe themselves as, or as they wish they could be. And maybe they're not nearly as spontaneous when they're 50 as when they were 20, before they had a lot of responsibilities. So take them somewhere. Give them a passport to an adventure. Now, let's go in a little deeper about Sages. Sages are bold and they are pretty truthful. Now, they're not always truthful about maybe their own behaviors and their own life, but they strive for truth, and they will say what's on their mind, even if it crushes your very soul. Forgive them. They have a belief system that to be blunt is to be better, and they don't know that their truth about you or life is soul crushing. They don't know. So maybe ask them to rephrase their brutal truth or their brutal honesty and role model to them thoughtful communication. Sages are also funny as hell. They are giant goofballs down deep inside, and maybe not that far down deep inside. but they usually have just an awesome, funny sense of humor. Jamie Foxx is a great Sagittarius with a hilarious sense of humor. So think about this for a minute. Sag's ruling planet is Jupiter. And think about how big, how massive Jupiter is. You can fit 1,300 Earths inside of Jupiter. And with that kind of energy is the palpitating energy ruling Sagittarius. These are big energy, high impact, dynamic people. These people were born to be big. Now you will find shy Sagittariuses, but they have that inside of them internally still. And if they don't have a way to get it out into the world, they probably are suffering. So I just want you to know how big these people, how big their energy is for them to manage and for you to be involved with. So when it's going really great with the Sag, it's awesome. And when it's going not so great with the Sag, it's a fiery hell. And their element is fire. So they are very passionate, very creative, and they can have explosive personalities. They have big ideas and they have a visionary thought process. So they might not be as good at the nuts and bolts like Virgo or Scorpio. They are visionaries. So they can show us how the big picture is going to play out, where the dream can go and how big the dream can get. You know, there's this dynamic quality in them because they're also mutable. And they're always in motion. They're looking always for the next big bright thing. They kind of suffer from the grass is always greener on the other side. Sagittariuses are deep truth seekers, so they usually play out the archetype of the educator, the quester, or the guru, or the traveler. And they are the cultural nomads that usually like to explore all the options in life and cultural options too. Music, food, dance, art, history. They like to travel. They're global thinkers. Their task in this lifetime is to learn and teach noble truths through knowledge, through inspiration, and through a sense of humor. They're optimists. So I'll also talk a little bit about when they aren't developed. When they aren't developed, these people can become self-righteous hypocrites. They can become the fanatic bigot thinking my truth is your truth. And they can be the excessive, unbearable adrenaline junkie, always looking for the next ride. So their pitfall in this lifetime is that they can be so crazed and so scattered in their grandiose visions for life that they can't tend to all that they dream of, which creates this overwhelming sense of despair and hopelessness inside of them. And that's the exact thing that they're trying to fix within themselves and within mankind. So they play out when they're undeveloped. They self-sabotage, ironically, by doing the very thing they're trying to avoid. So Sagittariuses are here to broaden their horizons and to search for their higher meaning in life. They're going to journey far and wide through philosophy and education and travel and entertainment and the school of life to quest for the holy grail and the deeper truths in life. And they have a love for history and travel, and they can merge their past with their future to create idealistic and happier, higher goals for humankind. Sagittariuses can be such a blessing because they're here to raise the bar. They're here to implement magnificent goals inspired by noble conviction and get people out of their comfort zones. They're risk takers and they're freedom seekers and they're inspiring and enthusiastic souls that can embrace adventure while helping others lead bigger, brighter, better, more fantastic outcomes for their life. And at their worst, though, I will say that they can be really big mouth dazzlers. They can show off their superiority and their arrogance, and they can just be unbearable, self-aggrandizing asses. Did I actually say that word? Forgive me. But they can be that. They can just be full of themselves and unbearable to listen to. So remember that if you're with an underdeveloped Sagittarius that is an extreme know-it-all, and you're so unlucky to be involved with this soul, and if you have to be involved with this person, remember, they respect the blunt truth. So dish it out, dish it up and dish it out, and tell them that they're being that way, and ask them to self-correct. So, and tell them, you know, at your best, you can be inspiring, but when you overindulge in yourself, you're unbearable to listen to. Now, I also want to say that if you happen to love your Sagittarius, and if you have a decent Sagittarius in your life, if they have a Sag moon, rising sign, or sun sign, spoil them rotten on their birthday. They will love it. They love affirmations. They love to be noticed. They're a big energy sign, and so they like to be fussed over. So throw them some bones, give them an affirmation, tell them they're doing a good job being so damn busy in their life, probably just making you feel they're too busy for you, but compliment them on their busyness. They will love it. They will love it. So let me give you some ideas of Sagittariuses. And if you go deep into these people's lives, you will see this energy that I'm talking about. The first person I want to tell you is Jane Austen. You know, Jane Austen, for her time, was so bold. She wrote under an anonymous name, and she wrote just kind of scandalous, semi-scandalous love stories. I mean, she broke the mold, and everybody said that her writings were far, far more adventurous than her real world. So she escaped into that kind of bold adventure that I'm talking about because her life was quite quiet and domesticated at home. Frank Sinatra, if you go into his world at the time that he lived, he was amazing. He was optimistic and inspiring, and he broke the mold. Gosh, he made the world fall in love with him. St. Francis of Assisi is also a Sagittarius. How beautiful is that? And Margaret Cho, blunt, blunt, blunt. Do I need to say anything more? Absolutely the blunt, hard, cold truth. Bruce Lee, I think he might have some Scorpio in his chart too because he's so intense. C.S. Lewis, talk about a truth seeker, talk about a guru. Also, Charles M. Schultz, the Peanuts creator, doesn't he bring optimism, happiness, and joy and big energy globally to the world? And Taylor Swift, Britney Spears, those are both Sagittariuses. Jake Gyllenhaal, he's wonderful, I love him. Ben Stiller, and as I said before, Jamie Foxx. So those are some examples of Sagittariuses. And if you have a remarkable Sag in your life, celebrate them. So I just want to say to all you Sages out there, and if you have a Sag rising and a Sag moon, enjoy yourself. Enjoy this next month because it's all about Sagittarius. Happy birthday, Sag.